Feel like wasting time. Feel like wasting time. Feel like wasting time with you. See the rising tide. No, it's only a matter of time. See the rising tide, so blue. Oh, if it's cold in the water, am I better for it? Ooh, I can learn from my mother.
Whoa. Oh, look, roses.
Ozark fairy tale magical. This is exactly what I needed to like remind me
I just walked through another spider web.
You want me to go in the front? It's personal now.
We're about to go to battle.
If the sinking ship goes down,
I hope you enjoyed those clips of hiking. That was near the Buffalo River in the Ozark National Forest. And it is so beautiful out there right now. We've been getting so much rain, so everything is just booming and the waterfalls are going crazy. I really needed that. I think it can be easy for me to get in my head about moving back to the south away from the west where a lot of like bigger mountains and things are. But I do love it here, and I love the nature here, and I love the southeast, and I'm excited to be here. So I took a lot of pictures and a lot of videos, and I am going to try to make some paintings based on some of the photos that I took. I made some thumbnails that I'll show you guys. But yeah, I need to make some oil paintings before I get started on commissions, because both of my commissions that I have lined up right now are for oil paintings, and I haven't oil painted since college, so it's been like 5 years. I just gotta remind myself how to oil paint before I'm doing it for people that are paying me. Let's go paint some stuff.
I want you to come and take a bite. I wanna feel your teeth digging. I'm saltier than what you might like, but it brings out the flavor. Please tell me all the things that you crave. I will rewrite my menu. I'm so high and Wanted it all, wanted it all. Tell me we're both joy.
I was completely out of white paint and paper towels. I had to go and grab those, and then I also like to kind of work in tandem with two things at the same time, because it's nice to work in layers and then like step away from it for a minute. So this is kind of the first layer of paint that I put down on this one. And now I'm gonna put down my first layer of paint on this, and then I'll come back tomorrow and do the second layer and kind of work it like that. And then it allows the paint to dry a little bit, so it's not like so smearing all over the place. So yeah, that's my plan for today. I think anyone who paints knows that white paint is a commodity. I feel like white and black are the things that I'm always running out of, but white specifically. This was my tube from before. There's still like a tiny bit in here. It's completely sealed shut. I could not open it. I even tried to use like pliers and stuff, so I'm rich. Since moving, I've been trying to find a routine and define my priorities, because I'm definitely somebody who tends to bite off more than I can chew. I like to say yes to everything, and it makes it hard for me to accomplish the things that are important to me and that I'm trying to accomplish. Even with all of my recent life changes that I made to free up more time and resources, it's still limited, and I can't do everything and I can't say yes to everything. And so I've just been trying to be better about navigating that. Am I trying to focus on saving up money? Or am I trying to focus on making art? Or am I trying to focus on posting consistently on social media, on YouTube and Instagram? Or am I trying to focus on my rock climbing and going on trips and being as strong as I can and getting really plugged into my community in Arkansas? Or is it reconnecting with friends that I haven't lived in the same city as for a long time and all of my family that lives here? And I'm trying not to just bulldoze forward into something that's not quite right for me, so that I can feel like I'm accomplishing something right now. A book that I've been reading is called Art and Fear, and it's been helping me slow down and think about where my art making is coming from, and making sure that the decisions that I'm making are not coming from a place of scarcity. So I wanted to read you some bits from this book, from a chapter called The Nature of the Problem, because it really just hit recently, and I feel like it relates to a lot of the things that I'm thinking about right now around my art practice. First quote is, "The function of the overwhelming majority of your artwork is simply to teach you how to make a small fraction of your artwork that soars. One of the basic and difficult lessons every artist must learn is that even the failed pieces are essential." I don't really have enough artwork right now to be taking advantage of the opportunities that I would like to be. I've had some opportunities arise for me, then I feel this pressure to be like, oh my gosh, I have to make really good paintings now, today, so that I can go talk to this art curator or go see if I can get my work in this show or whatever. I think it seems pretty beneficial for me right now to just make some art for the sake of making art and learning from it, because there's a lot of things that I haven't done before. I haven't sold my art before. I haven't really sat down and made it a priority in a really long time. And I'm not really acquainted with myself as an artist as I am currently. I've changed a lot over the past few years. I'm a different person now than I was in college. And so just taking some time to make art and try to understand what kind of art I want to make, independent from the pressure that I feel to make money off of it or sell it. The second quote is, "To all viewers but yourself, what matters is the product. the finished artwork. To you and you alone, what matters is the process, the experience of shaping the artwork. The viewer's concerns are not your concerns. Although it's dangerously easy to adopt their attitudes, their job is whatever it is to be moved by art, to be entertained by it, to make a killing off of it, whatever. Your job is to learn to work on your work. This has definitely been a hard one for me as I'm trying to move into selling my art and making it a product. Like I said, that's not something that I've actually done before, so it's definitely been weird to kind of reframe my work in that way. And obviously the responsibility to serve my audience and create product will grow as my platform grows. But I do want to take advantage of the fact that I'm not there yet, and this is still extremely small, and so I don't have that pressure yet. And while I don't have that pressure, I need to focus on the process of what I'm doing and making sure that I'm doing it well. And your reach as a viewer is way bigger than your reach as an artist. So when I view art and when I look at art and when other people look at art, they can consume hundreds of pieces of work in a day. And then as an artist, it takes you weeks to make one piece. So that is one kind of crazy thing about social media and marketing yourself on social media these days, is just the scope of it. And also comparison is the thief of joy. I think if I spend a lot of time on Instagram looking at all of the art that the artists that I respect are making and the ways that they're marketing themselves and all of the opportunities that they're taking and doing, it gets really overwhelming to me, and I feel like I can never be that and it's impossible, and then it makes me feel overwhelmed and I want to quit. So I've been trying to spend less time looking at that stuff and comparing myself. Obviously I need to look at it some to get ideas and learn how to be better, but you can look at it for 30 minutes. I don't need to look at it for hours and get overwhelmed by how little I'm doing and how much everyone else is doing. And also just reminding myself that I've had to ease myself into every job I've ever had. It's always felt overwhelming at the beginning, and like I can't juggle all of the things that I'm supposed to juggle, and then as I get better and better at it, I can take on more and more, and it seems less and less impossible. I'm trying to think of this as the same thing. As I keep pushing, as I keep going, it will get easier and better. So some of the things that I'm focusing on right now are formulating a routine that works for me and works around my ADHD, and prioritizing working on my artwork like it is a job. It can be quite hard for me to be productive at times. I get very easily distracted, and especially with something like this where I technically do have a lot of free time, but I'm supposed to be using that free time to work on my business. It can be hard when I'm getting social opportunities or opportunities to go climbing or hiking or go on trips, to say no to those things because I have work the same way that I would if I were in an office somewhere at a job. I think a big way for me to work around that is just having a consistent routine, showing up, doing the same 3 things every single time I show up to the studio to put myself in the right mindset, choosing specific times throughout the week that I go into the studio and not budging on those unless absolutely necessary. Those are some of the things that I'm going to try to do to make myself more productive. Nobody's going to see my artwork if it doesn't exist. And the last quote that I want to read is, "But until your ship comes in, the only people who will really care about your work are those who care about you personally. Those close to you know that making the work is essential to your well-being. They will always care about your work, if not because it is great, then because it is yours. And this is something to be genuinely thankful for. Yet however much they love you, it still remains as true for them as the rest of the world. Learning to make your work is not their problem." This felt extremely relevant to me, just having moved back to my hometown where my family and a lot of my old friends are. I'm very lucky to have a lot of connections and people who care about me and want me to do well and want me to succeed, so in turn, they care about my art. They're happy to put my name out there, present me with opportunities, repost my stories, do whatever they can to make this easier for me and help me out. And that is really cool. But it's not an infinite resource. It can buy me some time and it can gain me some experience. Like I said, a lot of the commissions that I have lined up right now are from people who know and love me, or friends of people who know and love me that heard about me through those people. It's getting my name out there, it's getting my foot in the door, it's giving me opportunities, but at some point they can only do so much for me, and I have to take this over and make it my own thing. That's all I wanted to say about this book, but it's a really good book. If you're a creative, I would highly recommend reading it. Or honestly, even if you're a climber, I would recommend reading it. I feel like art and climbing have a lot of similarities between them. For me, at least, I don't know. I feel like they're both these spiritual, meditative practices that are both skills that you can tactically work on and put time into in like a physical way, but they're also this much deeper understanding of yourself. So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of this would relate to climbing as well. If you're a creative who's also a climber, you should definitely read this book. But that's all I have to say. That is all I have for you guys today. I know I didn't finish either of those paintings. The leaf one, I think I might be almost done with, and then the waterfall one is obviously not done, but I'll put pictures on the screen right now of what both of them look like in their current state. I had to leave for a trip that I'm on right now. Just wanted to kind of show you the process and talk to you about some of the things that I was thinking about. Feeling very inspired by nature right now, and if you would like to see the finished product of either of these paintings, I highly suggest that you go check out my Instagram. I will post both of those there as soon as I'm done. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'll see you later. Bye!